Hey guys, Sean here. Welcome to the 2025 Las Vegas Grand Prix qualifying watch-along. It's cold, it's wet, but enough about Lincoln. It's not looking very much better in Las Vegas either. I hope you're all doing very, very well. To answer the question, John T, it's 3:36 a.m, mate. Yes, I'm fully aware what the time is. Madness, utter madness. But it is the only stream of the weekend, so we're going to have a good one. It looks like it's going to be a bit chaotic as well. Apparently, F1 Academy looked quite tricky, so can only imagine what it's going to be like for these F1 drivers very, very soon. I'm very much looking forward to this. It's been such a bizarre weekend. I'll go through practice 3 results in a minute, but such a strange weekend. Nobody really knows what the pecking order is. And if you look at the timing tower on the screen now, you can see 2 papaya drivers right at the bottom of the timesheets. There are reasons for that, but still very, very strange weekend so far. Cannot wait. Let's do some shout outs quickly, then we'll go through the FP3 order, then we'll do some Q&A and some waffle, then we'll do quali, and you guys need to try and keep me awake. I had a nap because I'm old. I had a nap, all right, I'll admit it, but you know. Hey to the Haprust, hey to Fud as well, to Pascal says, good morning, Sean and chat, how are you all keeping? Looks like a wet qualifying session. I'm well, thank you very much, mate, hope you are too. Fud says it's coming down quite heavy now and it's not hot enough to just dry up naturally. Yeah. Did it rain in FP3? Much, if at all. A lot of it was just the rain not clearing, but if it doesn't rain too much and we get one of those wet to dry quali sessions, it could be a lot of fun towards the end of Q3, so keep an eye on that one. Hey to Valerie, hey to John T, of course, says this much rain and very cold temperatures is going to make this a very messy qualifying. Yeah, hopefully nothing quite as dramatic as the very near incident between Liam Lawson and Lewis Hamilton. That was a bit close. Kaori, hey Kaori, says chaos ensuing. Hey to Nilesh as well, says they always do pre-season test shakedown laps in the full wets, so they might actually suit the cold. Fair point. Hey to Josh as well, hope you're well, mate. Says good day, mates. I did the accent, I'm sorry. I tried an accent and it failed miserably. I imagine actually Australians right now are loving this. What is it? 20 to 3 in the afternoon in Melbourne. So it's yeah, nice for you guys. I imagine nice for Americans as well. A nice late night race. But yeah, I find Vegas times. I'm not complaining as a European who gets the race at reasonable hours all season. I'm just sort of making the point that I do feel like the Vegas timings don't really suit anybody except Australia. So Australia are probably quite happy and they'll take it. They're not bothered. On the other side of the world, of course. FP3 this morning. It wasn't it? midnight midnight when it started. Different again. I mean, Charles Leclerc topped FP1. Lando Norris topped FP2. George Russell topped FP3. A couple of tenths clear of Max Verstappen. George doing a 134.0. Alex Albon 134.8 in third place, followed by Isack Hadjar. Lewis Hamilton was fifth with Kimi Antonelli in sixth place and Liam Lawson seventh. So both the Racing Bulls actually looking quite good. Lance Stroll eighth and Fernando Alonso in ninth with Pierre Gasly rounding out the top 10. Ollie Bearman was P11. What a run he's on at the moment in F1. So hopefully another good weekend for him. 12th for Carlos Sainz. 13th for Gabriel Bortoletto, 14th for Esteban Ocon, 15th for Charles Leclerc, who topped FP1, as I say, 16th for Colapinto, 17th for Hulkenberg, 18th for Tsunoda, which is, some of you might say, about in keeping with where he's been in recent weeks. That's not really in keeping with where he's been this weekend. He's looked much better, actually beat Max Verstappen in FP1 for what it's worth, so I think there's more time there from Yuki, so hopefully a good weekend for him. Oscar Piastri P19 and Lando Norris P20. Oscar Piastri had telemetry issues and Lando Norris had potentially the same issue, so they had to come in and didn't get their final laps in on a drying track. So Norris was going quick before he pitted, so I think they would be much higher than 19th and 20th. But if the McLarens want to start on the back row tomorrow, it's fine by me, because that's going to spice things up very, very much. It's been a bizarre weekend, like I say. So let me know your comments, your questions, your observations in chat. I will say it again, just for those who do follow the F1 word. I think you all do, but I'll say it anyway. No race watch along tomorrow. I can't do it. My partner's working, and I can't be doing this tomorrow morning when they've got work. It's not fair. So yeah, no race watch along. I have put a poll in the chat to ask you what you want on this channel next weekend. At the moment, you want them all. Sprint quali, sprint racing, Grand Prix quali. That's absolutely fine. So that's what we'll do next week. And then probably the race watch along back on the F1 word. I'm contemplating not doing them, but at the same time, with a title to be decided, I feel like it'd be the wrong time to stop them now. So probably not back for next season, but we'll see how we go. It's going to be good. It's going to be a good day today. I'm looking forward to this, and hopefully we're going to get lots of drama. Well, we're going to get drama because of the rain. I don't know why I've got it in my head that we're going to get... I've even got a graphic ready that we're going to get a session delayed warning, because they've got the umbrella out on Sky. So, yeah. Hapra says wet AF right now. There you go. Meteorologist. I can't speak at this time of the morning. But yeah, weatherman. There you go. Thank you, Gary. No, I'm honestly fine. I watched Thor, because I'm making my way through the Marvel movies. I've never watched them before. So I watched Thor, which was good, kept me awake, and then I had a nap, and yeah, all good. I've generally speaking, not that anybody cares, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Throughout my life, I've been a 4-hour sleep is enough kind of guy. Anyway, I always have. So yeah, I'll be cool. I'll have a nap in the afternoon. Got some football to watch as well today, so that'll be good. Will McKiwi says, Josh, what time is it over there, Josh? 4:49 p.m. Nice. Oh, dinner time. Well, the first one, John T, because I'm making my way through them. So I've done Iron Man 1, Hulk, Iron Man 2, Thor. Next up, I think, is Captain America, I think. I've never watched them, so I thought I'd give them a go, and I was kind of like, these are quite cool, actually. Are you going to be watching it live, even without streaming it or getting some sleep? I'm gonna go to bed as normal, Fud, and then I'm going to set an alarm, but I'm probably going to watch it in bed. So that's probably easier for me, but we'll see how we go. I may have to get up because if I'm laid in bed watching F1 and it goes a bit flat tomorrow, I'll be asleep in no time. It is pissing it down. Excuse the language at this time of the morning. My lord, that was terrible. It is chucking it down. Or maybe that camera angle makes it look worse, but we are 16 minutes away from hopefully the start of qualifying. We've not had a wet Vegas weekend. This is only the third one, so not a massive surprise, but this could be interesting. Gutted, by the way, I couldn't get the Ferrari hoodie for this weekend, so I'm in the I like the Vegas one. I'm in the Red Bull one. Hands in pockets. It's literally freezing here in Lincoln. So, yes, if you're just tuning in, we are 10 minutes into the stream and Sean has done nothing but complain about how cold he is. It's that age. Neely says, revising my forecast. If no red flags, rain could stop mid Q2. Yeah, it's not going to dry though, is it? You'll get a drying line as they clear some of the water, but it's not going to dry, which is going to be fun. So... yeah, I've only watched one of the Iron Mans, two of the Thors. Don't feel bad, Sean. It's all right, Cole. I don't. I'm going to get through them. Determined to do it. I didn't realise there were quite so many. I'd heard there were a few, but I didn't quite expect to find like 1 million when I went on the old Disney Plus. I don't know. If Hamilton hits Lawson, that's an airplane crash. As Pascal, that was from... yeah, if you didn't catch that this morning, really... I think camera angles make it look... I mean, it was bad, but it looks closer than maybe it was. It looks like millimetres. It was probably inches, but, you know, at that kind of speed, those closing speeds, that would have been absolutely enormous. It's a pet peeve of mine. The faffing around on the racing line is just so annoying in qualifying and in practice. It's just... if you're on a... and I think this should be... I think Crofty has said this before, so sorry to steal his thing, but if... you are on a slow down lap, regardless of who's around you, I think you should have to travel off the racing line. I know that's going to make tyres dirty, but certainly around a track like this, or Jeddah's another good one for that, I think just get off the racing line and just stay out of the way. It's all right saying, well, yeah, you know, the engineers, they'll be on the radio saying, you know, fast driver approaching, but they don't always. They miss things too. So, yeah, I'm not... I just get off the racing line. Stop being an idiot. But to be fair to Liam Lawson, was like 3 cars, weren't there, with him? Or there were 3 in total, including him. Yeah, the Brollies are out on Sky, by the way. Just look forward to Winter Soldier. Even now, it's still by far the best one, says Jonty. I will look forward to that. I will look forward to all of them. Something to watch, innit? They're long, but they're pretty cool. Pretty cool. Eddie, we'll do predictions in a bit as well, by the way. We'll give it a few minutes, then we'll do some predictions, but I'm probably going to stick with my Thursday ones, which horrified a couple of people because I didn't even put Norris and Verstappen on the podium for tomorrow, but I don't know why that was a massive surprise, given that neither McLaren nor Verstappen finished on the podium last year, but there you go. We'll see. I'm not reading that one. We're staying out of that. But yeah, any questions for the weekend? Anything you want to know? I've sort of had a strange week this week. By the way, if you have got a chance when we finish this, please do go watch the latest video on the channel. It went out on Thursday. I think I left it too late in the week. It's not done. Oh, it's difficult. It's really difficult. So it's not done well, but it's got more views than the channel's got subscribers. So actually that has done well. But adjusting my expectations for views is difficult sometimes. So please do give it a watch if you get the opportunity. Would really appreciate that all the way through. You don't have to listen to it. Just put it on in the background. It's fine. I enjoyed making it just to look at some of the things that I'm looking forward to watching between now and the end of the season. It's not all about the title. We've got some great scraps coming up this year for the final 3 races and lots still to be decided. So there we go. I've watched basically no Marvel movies. I get my fill with too many trash anime series, says Fud. And Neelish says it's currently 11.6 degrees Celsius, 53 Fahrenheit air temperature, which is set to be the minimum temperature tonight. I've got 12.9. No, 13. No, that's... Ignore me. I'm on the wrong screen. I'm looking at... In practice, it was 12.9 degrees. That's chiller. That is well chiller. That is, a bit northern. But yeah, it's been an interesting week in F1, I think. I got an email yesterday from Red Bull, I think, confirming their F1 Academy lineup for next season. I've forgotten. I think they're retaining their drivers, but I for a second I thought they were confirming what they were doing with their seats for 2026. Looks like, if you listen to Sky and their sources, Hadjar is going to be Verstappen's teammate, and Lindblad will be alongside somebody at Racing Bulls. I will do a video on that when it gets confirmed, just with my thoughts on Lindblad. But if you follow me long enough, you'll know what my thoughts are. It's way too soon for Arvid Lindblad. It's a big gamble, but that's a conversation for another day for sure. Yeah, I tell you what has annoyed me this week. I'm going to be honest about this. I have to be honest. You know me. I have to be. I've kind of sort of enjoyed some of the backpedaling in the media, the F1 media, this last week or so, since they've realised that they can't bank negative stories about Lando Norris for the winter because it looks like he's going to win the World Championship. So they're all having to backpedal now, going, "Oh, we didn't mean it. We liked him really, and we thought it was brilliant actually." It's been quite funny watching some of those. Go, "All right, okay, cool." I see. Plan for negative Norris and positive Piastri, and then, oh no, we've got a problem. Norris actually might win this. Now we've got to pretend that we've had this opinion all along. Strange, but anyway. Red Bull coats have really got good water protection, says the Hat Russ. I don't know about the hoodie though. Probably get quite wet quite quickly. I wish they would just leave the team as it is, says Kiori. That's the thing. Down at Red Bull, it's been... with the regulations changing, consistency on car setups, feedback on car setups, feedback on the engine that they're developing with Ford, but largely on their own for the first time. Feedback on how the car feels, how it drives. Having someone who can compare the 2025 car to the 2026 car and setups and things like that is surely better in a rules reset than panicking about bringing somebody in who has no knowledge at all of this year's car. It just doesn't make sense to me. I know what I'm trying to... I just don't get why... At least leave it as it is for the first half of the season, and then if Tsunoda's not cutting the mustard, then you put Hadjar in there and move Lindblad up or whatever. I just don't see why they need to rush him, and I fear we'll be having this same conversation in 12 months' time about another youngster that's been not good enough, but there you go. Yeah. I mean, Hadjar was supposed to be kind of mediocre in F2, right, says Neelish. Yeah, he was. People weren't really selling him, or bigging him up, I suppose. He wasn't for sale. But he was older and more experienced than Lindblad is. So I just leave it as it is. And just say to Lawson and Tsunoda, as I said in the video yesterday, Thursday, what day is it? Just say to them, you've got half a season minimum. If you're not cutting the mustard by the summer break, we're going to swap you out. And if they are okay, but they don't set the world alight, then make the change at the end of the year. Just leave it as it is. But I don't know. Apparently, Helmut Marko doesn't have as much sway on the driver decision now than he would have done a year ago. We'll see. Skeptical much, but we'll see. I'd never liked that phrase, "who cuts mustard?" It depends how thick it is. It depends how thick it's been, how long it's been sat in the jar. If you have to slice the mustard, throw it away, probably. Valerie says, mediocre question mark. Wasn't Hadjar about to win F2 until his car stalled on the grid in the last race? First of all, that reminds me of that random commentary. We all thought he was still in the race. Secondly, yeah, but from my side of things, I said this in a video on the other channel in the summer. I don't recall... I know he's called, is it Petit Prost? The little Prost in France, but Red Bull weren't exactly kissing his backside like they are Arvid Lindblad, and then all of a sudden, oh no, we need a driver. Oh, Hadjar's I mean, listen at Helmut Marko now waxing lyrical about him, and he's right to. He's had a fantastic season, but he wasn't doing that 18 months ago. So we need a driver. Let's just say he's really great. Why not? But yeah. Yeah, let's not get into Red Bull talk. I'll be here all day ranting out this one, but they do need to start prepping for Verstappen's exit. That's probably the biggest thing to look at, and maybe that's what they're thinking. Hadjar, Lindblad, is that the lineup for the future? We'll find out. We will find out. But yeah, we're getting close to the start of the session now, so get your predictions in chat. Let me know what's going on in your head. That's what I was going to say. It says your predictions. Who's going to get pole position? Do you have a top three? Are we going to get a surprise Q1 exit? Get your predictions in. Like I said, I'm going to stick with what I said on on Wednesday. Actually, wasn't the preview this week on F1 Word. Not just because he's top of the timesheets now, but George Russell for me, I'm going to go with for pole and the win tomorrow as well. But it's been such a random day. It's been all over the place, but a random weekend with practice. Nobody really knows who's where. So it could be anyone from George Russell to Nico bloody Hulkenberg. Who knows? It really, with the rain as well, we're going to get red flags. Potentially we're going to get incidents. This could be anybody. And the field's tight as well. I know that you look at the screen now, 3 seconds between the top 20. There are reasons for that, and there are some big gaps, but that's not on a consistently dry track all season we've seen. Was it Brazil was the closest top 10 or the closest field in F1 history? So it's tight out there. This could be anybody's, but I've got a sneaking suspicion we are going to get some delays here. But I'm going to go over to the watch on screen. We're already there, aren't we? But I'm just going to get the watch on screen set up. So I'll try and do the usual spiel while I'm doing it. Live timing provided, of course, by the awesome folks over at F1 Multiview or Multiview for F1. Thank you very much to those guys for letting me use their data on these streams. Really helps to visualize what I'm waffling on about when we're watching sessions, because obviously I can't show the footage, copyright and all of that business. So thank you to those guys. Link in the description if you would like to customize your viewing experience with as much or as little data as you'd like. It's free to sign up, free to download, but you will need an F1 TV subscription of some sort in order to get the best from it. So F1 TV access is more than enough. So there we go. Thank you very much to those for their support. That's the word I was looking for. It took me a second. And also thank you to all of the patrons as well. I've got your names on the end screen for this one, so I'll try and get the sort of videos. Had some issues on Wednesday trying to get it sorted. Wouldn't work, so I'll try and get that for the next lot of videos. But yeah, thank you to my patrons, my 3 patrons. Appreciate your support. Links in the description if you want to support the channel through Buy Me a Coffee or through Patreon. Super Chat's not long off or not far off being enabled now, so that'll save one thing there. But obviously, never expecting anybody to donate anything. It all helps, but I'd still do this anyway. So I'm ready. Here we go. The music is kicking in. We're ready to go in Vegas. Let's get the track map up. Might be a good idea, Sean, actually, rather than worrying about everything else. There you go. Oh, and I'm going to say it now, Spider Pig, blah, blah, blah. You know, reference. Everyone's laughing. Ha, 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 ha. Because they've only just noticed, apparently, on Sky and such. We were making the joke 2 years ago, weren't we, chat? So, well, we knew what it looked like. It's just taken them that long to notice it, but there you go. Predictions then. So, I predict we go less than 4 minutes for a red, says John T. Fud says prediction, no Red Bull, no McLaren, 1 Ferrari in the top 5. Hamilton, Stroll, Bortoletto top 3. Wow. That'll be incredible. Absolutely incredible. The Hat Rust says someone is going to bin it. Fud says, but where will Charles bin it? Harsh. Quali in the rain, says Killjoy. Hey Killjoy, says Max, Hamilton, Russell in any order. Another prediction, says Fud, there will be a collision too. Neelish says, let's say Lando crashed out in Q1. How hard is it to overtake here? Tough, I'd say. I mean, you can get it's that blast down the strip, isn't it, where your best spots are, but 1, maybe 5, quite tight in there though. 12 can try it, but you know, Verstappen and Russell came together there, didn't they? So down to turn 14 really, but we'll see. I predict my blood pressure will be over 117, says Kaori. Adrian says, almost missed a Spider Pig qualifying session. 2 left feet, hey 2 left feet, and Adrian as well. Hey to Adrian. Says, I predict I don't stay awake for it all. Well, I'm going to have to. Imagine, that'd be embarrassing, wouldn't it? Just fall asleep on the microphone and you're all like, Sean, you can't hear us. We just text. That could be great. But yeah, Jensen Button in comms this weekend with Crofty. So obviously Martin Brundle didn't fancy the trip to Vegas for this one. I'm not sure how he picks them. I know he has so many a year that he doesn't do. I don't know how he picks them or if he has, you know, maximum distance he's willing to travel, which I wouldn't blame him, to be honest. Yeah, it's still raining. It's still raining, but it looks like the session is going ahead. We're starting in 2.5 minutes, so it's tricky in some ways, because it looks like it's hammering it down, but is that because it's under the lights and so certain camera angles in front of floodlights is always going to look worse than it actually is? But All the timing screen is doing now is track slippery in sector 11, 12, 8, 12 again. 8 again, so that's all that's happening at the moment. It's just getting that through. So just put track is wet. That'll do. That will do. My normal bedtime is 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, or is it Standard Time or Summertime? Standard Time, wouldn't it? So I'm wide awake. It's curious. It's the early morning sessions that kill me. I'd sort of rather this than a 7 a.m. Weirdly. Yeah, still slippery in 12 and 11, by the way, just to let you know. That's sector 12 and 11, so I haven't got the sectors up. Look at Oscar Piastri ready to go. We'll lose 5 at least in this section. We could have some crashing out as well. Then 5 in the next. So we go for Q3, but very much looking for. I don't even care who's on. But obviously, Verstappen fan, Ferrari fan, either of them fine. But also, if we end up with Carlos Sainz up there, I don't care. It will come as no surprise to hear DRS has been disabled. By the way, that's not a great shock given the conditions. Killjoy says the majority of the races for me are at 5 to 7 a.m. Oh, God, no. I don't mind a late night, and I don't even mind this, but something about I find it easier to stay up than to get up, if that makes sense. It makes perfect sense. It shouldn't, but it does. Right, we've got cars at the end of the pit lane. Fernando Alonso leading the way. It's heavy rain, really. But only inters, but then we never see the wets anyway, do we? So it's not a great surprise. Lewis has increased his wing level. The Red Bulls have added a gurney flap, says Fudd. Well, I hope it's going to be wet tomorrow then, because that might cause a problem. We've got somebody on full wets, apparently, according to Ted. Oh, my God, take a photo. You're joking. Hang on a second. We go for Q1. I think, if you're watching, which I'm hoping you are, just pause for a second and take a photo. I think we've got some full wets out there. Yes, the 2 Aston Martins on full wets. They do exist. Incredible. Wow. I've been a while since I've seen it. Can you sense the sarcasm? Wow. I'm just taken back here. That's incredible. Is that wet enough for full wets? I mean, there's a lot of spray. It's really raining. So, back end out for Fernando there. This is going to be chaotic, and I've got to try and keep up, which is going to be fun. People just try and bank a lap before it gets red flag, says Mad. Yeah, I hope not, but we'll see. I've got a spot on my eyebrow. How random's that? Sorry. Keep an eye on the Astons then when on boards on stuff, says Lando. I think the wet could work pretty well, especially at the beginning. Somebody said that in chat. You can actually see it now. Not the rain actually, as I said before, when you're looking at the floodlights, you can see it. You can see it anyway. That's how heavy the rain is now. So that answers that one then. If you see it on the camera away from the lights, then it's pissing it down, isn't it? We've also got Bortoletto on the wets. So that's interesting. So it's all tyre watch at the moment. Hey, floodlights. Very good. That's fair, yeah. Aston's throw it at the wall and see if it sticks. A lot of spray there. Actually, there's a Williams behind Lewis Hamilton here. Alex Albon. And even in a straight line, you could just see him sort of sideways there a little bit. It's slippery. It's very slippery. And maybe it is time for the wets. Lando Norris might have a point there on giving them a go. I mean, what... Could you pop the wets on and bank a lap and then go and put the inters back on and see what happens? Comparison, or is it... you can't really faff about too much. I mean, Piastri's in. If he ever left. He's in the pit lane anyway. But yeah. Not flat through turn 17. That may surprise you. It shouldn't, but it may. Piastri's on the full wets. There you go. They're gonna try and do a comparison between the two McLarens. That makes sense, actually. Tsunoda on the inters, Verstappen on the inters. Everyone else, yeah. You wet tyres of Stroll, Alonso, Bortoletto, Hulkenberg, and Piastri. Everyone else on intermediates. No slicks. The slicks were struggling in the dry frankly, with it being so cool and not a lot of rubber down earlier. So I doubt anyone's going to try slicks anytime soon. In fact, I'd be very surprised if we see any slicks today. This ain't going to dry out quickly. Track temperature 12.8 degrees, air temperature 11.8, and it's still raining. That bloody sphere. We've got a yellow flag out there. We've got Hadjar. I think he's been down the escape road at turn 14, where a lot of cars have been this weekend. So he's got going again, or has got going again. So that's good for him. Yeah, were you watching the onboard of Alonso, Kaori, around turn 17? Basically, treat you like a proper corner. Really slow, but better safe than sorry, I suppose. A lot of cars actually quite close together here. Hadjar's in the pits. Verstappen's off at turn 14, I think. He is indeed, but he's got going again, so he's okay. We'll see a lot of that today, just straight on at turn 14. It's been happening all weekend. Stroll's on a good lap here versus his teammate. In fact, he's faster than anybody, actually, Lance Stroll. I don't mind the sphere as a like the emoji with the helmet. I don't mind that, Haprust. I get a little bit meh about it when you just see adverts on it. It's like, I don't know, it is just a massive billboard. I know that, but it is a bit like, that's a shit. You can have so much more fun with it than just sticking Paramount Plus show adverts on it, you know. We're experiencing the hardest rainfall now, says Neelish. Rainfall now, it will drop off and end soon. Yeah, it's like I say, the track's not going to dry though, is it? Alonso, by the way, in the end was quicker than Stroll by 1.5 seconds, but Stroll had a really bad final sector. So that's Hadjar off, and actually Norris went off with him, and Norris was barely moving and still went straight on. So it's aquaplaning. I can't keep it on track, says Norris. So are we looking? I'll keep an eye on the driver tracker because I'm expecting to see somebody in the wall at some point. It looks like wets were the way to go, doesn't it? At least early on. Look at the locking up. Oh, left front on the Hadjar there. Straight on, and Norris will follow him in. Is Verstappen's going to do this? I'm guessing Verstappen just does the same. Down to 14. Not even flat. Yeah, straight on, straight on. It's, madness. Visibility's poor. I'm surprised they're not all in for, a lot of them coming in for wets now, but I'm surprised everyone's not been in. Leclerc still on Inters, as are Sainz, Hamilton and Albon. I'm surprised they're not all in. They were going to put one in London, Haprust, weren't they, originally? We've got Russell in the wall at turn 12, I think. Or straight on at turn 12, sorry. He has got going again. Yeah, it looked like he'd stopped in a really awkward spot there. The driver tracker's not quite in sync with the circuit for some reason, as weird as that sounds. He would have been straight on at turn 12, but he was a bit further down the road than that. But yeah, they were going to build one in London, but the locals, the residents went no, and so that was the end of that. To be fair, I wouldn't want that outside my window. To be honest, could you imagine? Every morning this massive emoji staring at you. Piastri slow, just making space maybe, or did he? I think just making space. Yeah, it's difficult to tell what everyone's up to here, but yeah, everyone now on wets. They've all been in. I knew that had to happen. It's too wet for Inters. Is it? Do you know, actually, that doesn't surprise me that the Sphere's losing a lot of money. That doesn't. Initially, I sort of went, really? And no. I can see why. It would have cost a fortune to build, a fortune to run it. And it feels like something that once the novelty's worn off, although Vegas is, respectfully one big novelty, really, isn't it, I suppose? But I suppose just think once the novelty's worn off, what's the point of it? But yeah, everybody on wets now, just to confirm that. Oh, Bearman sideways there. Really nice. He actually threw 15 and 16. Not quick to go sideways, but it does look cool, doesn't it? I'm not commentating as I normally would. We're watching this as fans today. I'll keep you updated when stuff happens, but it's that spray out of turn 17 as Gasly does a purple final sector. Ocon goes 5th. Gasly up in third, by the way. Still no lap times for Russell down, but they've all come in, haven't they, for wets anyway, so that'll be why. And round comes Hulkenberg into P6. Jensen Button saying now what's impressing him at the moment is the Aston Martin drivers. What's impressing me at the moment is the fact that we've had a good chunk of time here and we've still got 20 cars out there. Everyone's keeping it pretty much on the black stuff. A few people going straight on, but, you know, it's going all right. But, yeah, no, I suppose the Aston Martins first out on the wets, weren't they, really, as were the Saubers. So they've been circulating longer on those, so more heat in the tyres. Maybe why they are doing so well, but stays like this. On board with Oscar Piastri. He must have backed off. He's definitely backed off on this lap. If that's the pace he's got in these conditions, Oscar Piastri's in trouble. So, we've got a Red Bull straight on there. Is that Max again? It is at turn 14. Yeah. 2 left feet has made coffee. Oh, mate, I'll have 2 sugars and a bit of milk, please, in my coffee. I need sugar in coffee. Can't drink it otherwise. Rain kind of spoiling Gasly this weekend. He's been crushing it all through practice sessions for absolutely no reason, says Jonty. Bit like Brazil. I think I said in the qualify he qualified well, and I was like, what the fuck are you doing there? How did you do that? We got a yellow flag again. Who is it this time? It's clear straight away, so I'm guessing was that Ocon down at 14? Bearman goes fastest on a 59 flat, so we're under the 2-minute mark now. First driver to do so, a second quicker than Lance Stroll. Gasly does a 58.8. Another yellow flag. It's Bortoletto at 14 and 15. Is he moving? Is he moving? He is moving. That's fine, yeah. Got another yellow flag out there. It's Tsunoda at turn 12. And Charles Leclerc's going straight on at turn 14 as well. Left that way too late. Oh, wow. This is really tricky. It's a slippery track anyway. They're putting rubber down in practice, then it rains, and then the track obviously gets green, but you've got cars on track overnight as well because they're opened up again as public roads. It's a really bizarre track anyway for that. So add a bit of rain, and this is a lot of fun to watch. Worth staying up or getting up for so far. Some people love a crash or two in quali, but it doesn't need it. Just watching these 20 drivers battling these cars around this track is exciting enough for me. We've got another yellow. It's Stroll at turn 14, and he's got going again. Yeah, that's a good point. Watching out for people's yellows as well. Is Max going to get through turn 14? He's having to he's basically stopping. I know he's looking for space, but it's just so surprising F1 cars stopped down there. I thought it was on a good lap, but no. Yeah, Alonso just doing all right there, 157.6. Russell's gone into second place, 378. Leclerc, people losing their times, obviously, for running straight on at turn 14. We got 6. It's just lap after lap after lap after lap. This is the good thing about it being wet enough for wets, is that Esteban Ocon sideways through turn 15. It just means it's just constantly circulating. No one's not enough wet tyres to be pitting, is there? So, yeah, I agree, Jonty. I was sort of touching on that earlier. The fact no one's in the wall is quite impressive. Just checked no one's gone done that and have jinxed him now. Lewis Hamilton. Did you know he's got a special helmet this weekend? It's all Sky I've talked about. Or it's felt like that anyway. Does look quite cool. Apparently it's not very good if you're watching online though. Sainz has been noted for rejoining unsafely at turn 5, by the way. So that is, I thought that was a Ferrari in the runoff, but it's not. It's Charles Leclerc. Oh, Jesus, nearly had nearly. We nearly had Norris in the back of Leclerc. We nearly had somebody else in there as well. Leclerc's stopped at turn 14. I think something's happened to Charles Leclerc here. He's got going again. He's just really slow. Has he been in the wall? He's either got a problem or he was just stopping to let people through. But yeah, he nearly had a McLaren and a Racing Bulls in the back of him. So whether he had a gearbox issue, didn't he, in practice? He has kept going, though. So it just went to double wave yellow, so I assumed somebody was in the wall, but no. Don't know what's happening. Stroll goes fastest 56.5. Sainz now goes fastest 55.659. Anto's lap time deleted. Just the timing page is moving all over the place. The FIA feed is moving all over the place. The cars are moving all over the place. And I'm all over the place. It's one of those mornings. Another yellow flag. Guess where that is? Down at turn 14. It looks like Gasly has got go. He is moving. Off he goes. Yep, he's okay. Let Ocon through. At the moment, yeah, Hadjar, Hulkenberg, Tsunoda, Borstesso, Leclerc. It's sort of no point. I mean, Leclerc needs to find 28 seconds, by the way. But there's not a lot of point looking at the bottom five at the moment. This needs to be a let's look at the bottom five with 30 seconds to go, because that's going to change so much in the next 4 minutes. John says this series could be anyone on pole. It really could. It really could. And it's these conditions, isn't it, that is where a Fernando Alonso with his experience can really come alive. He's a wily old fox, this Fernando, so don't be surprised if he does stick it somewhere up the front somewhere. But it's a lot of fun, this. Neil is just saying again in chat, rain should ease off soon, so track will continuously improve. Yeah, it'll be a bit like this morning in FP3, but I suspect we're never going to get to FP3 levels of dryness at the end. I think we're going to be on at best Inter's all session now, but it should slowly improve as the rain stops. I think actually Ted said 14 minutes on Sky. Max is just about getting through turn 14 there. Very slow tiptoeing. Trying to get the power down. Look at that back end out and everything. But it's purple in the middle sector. So Carlos likes to be investigated after the session for rejoining unsafely. So I'm going to wait and see for replays for that one. It might be 55 flat for Verstappen in the end. So I've still got my hands in my pocket. Norris now purple in the first sector. But again, as somebody said in chat a moment ago, got to watch out for yellow flags. You might have a really hot lap here, but if Lawson or Albon or Hamilton go straight on at 14, then Norris's lap is ruined, isn't it? So purple again in the middle sector, or purple in the middle sector. Gasly goes P3. The track will improve anyway. We've got yellows. There you go, yellow flags. Who was it? Bortoletto down there. Was it yellows or was it a white flag waving? Oof, Lawson goes 5th. I saw a flag wave. It might have been a white flag, actually, for slow cars. No, it was a yellow. They're backing off so much in turn 17. Norris goes 3rd, so he did back off in that final sector. So there's more time there for him, but madness. Leclerc must get this. I think he needs this lap now, Leclerc. A minute and a half to go. He can't afford to be throwing this away. So through turn 17 for him. He needs to find quite a bit of time, and he's going to find quite a bit of time. Over the line he goes fastest on a 54.8. It's ramping up now. I mean, even if it's raining, the cars are clearing water, aren't they? So it shouldn't theoretically improve anyway. But that looked quicker through 17 for Tsunoda and Sainz. Sainz get a little toe as well. Take P2. Stroll goes fastest on 54.4. These are Stroll conditions, aren't they? He's going straight on his Bearman all the way. He can't even stop and he's in the wall. What a strange... His car would not stop. He's gone square into the barrier. So it might be a damaged front wing, but he wasn't at speed. But yellow's down there. That's going to compromise everybody. This might be your bottom 5. Unless Bearman... He should get out quickly enough, shouldn't he? Where's Hamilton? No, it won't be. Even with the yellows, you've only got to back off a bit, haven't you? But has Bearman got going again before Hamilton and co get there? Lawson will have to back off. Albon will have to back off. Hamilton will have to back off. But he should get round again, should Lewis. Same for Bortoletto and Norris. Oh, Albon. Oh, that's Albon in the wall. He was twitching all over the place anyway. Will he get in the pits with that to avoid a red flag? He's gonna get in the pits. Nicely done for Albon. So that's actually going to prevent the red flag. So I don't know what's going on there. Hamilton, did he get the checkered flag? I don't know. That is the end of that session. I have no idea what's going on out there. I'm trying to keep it out. I was watching Albon there. He was sideways out of 15, then straight into the wall. So, but he got it in the pit, so he's okay. Hamilton did make the flag, says Fudd, so he can go again. Verstappen's going to go fast. We've got a yellow flag. Antonelli down at turn 14 now. Straight on. Is he okay? Is he moving? He's sort of... Yeah, he is moving on the driver tracker. Difficult to tell. It sort of moves a little bit, but they also look like they've stopped. But here's Verstappen down to turn 14. He's improving. Can he get through turn 14? He can indeed. Great driver. Great driver from Albon. He stuck it in the wall. But having stuck it in the wall, he got it straight into the pit. So at least we avoided the red flag. Round the corner comes Verstappen to go second fastest. 3/10 off Russell, who's topped the session so far. We're watching for... Who watching for? Hamilton's currently rock bottom and only a 41.2 in the first sector. Albon, before he stuffed it, did a 32.3 in the first sector. So I think Lewis Hamilton is out on a 41.2 unless he has a really... He's not moving quickly, is he? No. I think Hamilton's aborted it. He's out. So your bottom five... if that stays like that, which I think it's going to, your bottom five, Alex Albon, Kimi Antonelli, Gabriel Bortoleto, Yuki Tsunoda, and Lewis Hamilton last. Hulkenberg goes 7th across the line. What a bizarre weekend. I couldn't keep him in practice. I can't keep him in quali. This is bizarre. Wow. What a set. So what's that? So let's watch Albon then. So he comes out of 15, already sideways, then through 16, and then, yeah, he's just going to, back end as he tries to put the power down, gets away, stuffs it in the wall, gets it over to the left. Oh, unlucky because he caught it, but by catching it, he just overcorrected almost, didn't he? And he says too much speaking on the radio. There you go. Oh, what a session. Russell topped it, by the way. 153.1, just ahead of Max Verstappen and Fernando Alonso. Lance Stroll, P4. Gasly, 5. Piastri, 6. Hulkenberg, 7. Ocon, 8. Leclerc, 9. Lawson, 10. Colapinto, 11. Sainz, 12. Norris, only P13, in the end. That could have been a disaster, but fortunately for him, not. 14th for Hadjar. 15th. For Bearman. Hamilton said he couldn't get the tyres to work. It was told very slippery out there by his engineer. Well, that's the words of wisdom. Alex Albon 16th. Kimi Antonelli 17th. They're both out. Bortoleto also out. Yuki Tsunoda out. And Lewis Hamilton 20th and last. Also out. Wow. What do you make of that? That was bizarre. Such a bizarre session. But at the same time, fitting, because it fits in nice with the rest of the weekend. It's been so difficult to read. So, yeah, it was fun. And great to see the best drivers in the world in the pinnacle of motorsport in these conditions, and not a red flag because it might be a bit too wet. That's what I want to see. You're not wrong. They need Horner to keep him up on that spider pig. Homer, so I think Horner. I was like, what's Christian Horner got to do with spider pig? Sorry, Homer. Oh, that's with the glasses on. That's a worry. Tsunoda noted for yellow flag infringement as well. Carlos Sainz under investigation too. They were having a look at Albon's car. Yes, Andrew, he's out. Couldn't get the tyres to work. It's a very strange session. A very strange weekend. Very strange session. Wet, slippery, cold. Cars all over the place. But we've only had one in the wall, and he managed to get it back to the pits. So, do you know, John T, I was just going to say about Yuki having a good weekend until today, basically. John says Lewis and Yuki both having really strong weekends, and now they're the last row. I think, like I said, Yuki said beat Max Verstappen in FP1 was all right in FP2, and then this morning in FP3 wasn't bad, but wasn't great, and it's all falling apart. But this is, I'm not pointing a finger at Hamilton or Tsunoda or anybody at bottom 5. Reality is, as you've already said, Jonty, as others have said, this could be anybody's. So I wouldn't be shocked, based on how it's gone so far, if Norris, Piastri, Russell and Verstappen all go out in Q2. It's just such a strange session so far on weekend. So Anthony says, Hamilton's engineer. Must be water. Yeah, must be the water, exactly. Honestly, if it's dry tomorrow, Ferrari needs to take Lewis's car out of Pat Ferme and change his wing back, says Fudd. That's something else. There you go. That's what the other thing I moan about. That's a moan. Why not? McLaren asking the FIA questions about Red Bull's engine change on Verstappen's car in Brazil, and if it wasn't done for reliability concerns, that it should come out of the cost cap. I know they're under new management these days, but for McLaren, of all teams, to complain or question engine changes when you think back to, yes, for reliability, but also for upgrades and performance as well, who were taking record-breaking grid penalties during their Honda days because of engine changes, for them to be questioning that, shut up. Basically, it's an engine change. You could change your engine whenever you want. Who cares? I don't remember the same. I don't remember anybody really questioning Lewis Hamilton's engine change in Brazil in 2021, but here we are. Just shut up, Zach, basically. So Hamilton takes a bollard out of turn 14, by the way, on the inside. Session start has been delayed, by the way, for Q2, I assume. Yeah, it was Honda in both cases. Good shout, actually, Neelish. Yeah, it was Honda in both cases. But yeah, no, they I know they changed a lot in the early Honda days because of reliability, so that's fair. But also, some of it was for performance upgrades and stuff like that as well. So testing, practicing stuff, you know. They were just showing Hamilton, took the ball out of turn 14, which compromises setups that lap anyway, and aborted that very slow first sector. 41, I think we saw, didn't we? So watching Leclerc through... Whoa, great save from Leclerc through 15 and 16. That should have been in the wall. That was well held. I assume the delay is for a bit of debris from Alex Albon that needs cleaning up. Tsunoda reviewed, no further investigation. Oh, wow. So you know the yellow flag for Leclerc? Anthony Davis is just explaining it now. We thought he'd hit the wall. That save, because his revs dropped so low because he was trying to save the car, the engine shut itself off. That's incredible. Obviously, all part of the system. Is it not incredible in the sense that it's going to happen? But that is still quite funny to watch. There you go. That's why we got that prolonged, if you like, yellow flag for Leclerc, where it looked like he was in the wall. On the driver tracker, his engine shut itself down. Hopefully, lots of wet tyres again and lots of lappage. Exactly. It's just the way he's sliding to save it. Great save, and his engine goes, "Nah, mate, I'm not doing this." Switches itself off. Neelish has been bold and predicts Inters for Q3 now that the rain is clearing off the radar. I tell you what, it'd be ballsy early in the session, wouldn't it? We've got 15 minutes, so lots of laps to clear the rain. I'm trying to work out. We're looking at a shot of the strip, but I'm trying to work out where the track was in relation to that. Was it further up than that? It must have been, yeah. I don't know. Some will try Inters by the end of the session. If it works, it'll be too late for others to follow. That would be good fun. Lappage, word of the day, mate, says Adrian. I love the word lap. We use it all the time in testing. Lappage, I love it. Q2 will start at 20:31 local time. So 4 minutes from now, that'll be just gone 4:30 a.m. here in the UK. And 5:30 in the EU. And 11:30 in New York. I don't know. Something like that. There you go. I'm trying my best off the top of my head. Raiders, I've read that one. So what Sky is saying is Hamilton's final lap was a load of bollards. But yes, absolutely. They're already end of the pit lane. Lando Norris first when they're on full wets. Everybody on full wets. They will be for the initial part of this session. It'd be good. So if you want to put in, let's pretend that this track dries out really quickly. It won't, but let's pretend it does. How many laps do you need on the inters to get them in a good operating window? You're gonna want an out, another out, or preparation lap. You're gonna want a couple of preparation laps at least, aren't you? So you're gonna need to be in with 6 minutes or so to go. So I can't see how. I'm just trying to work out. I can't see how we get to inters by the end of this session unless the track does dry quickly. Because you have to make the call quite early to get your prep laps in. Because you'll need to get the heat through them. Well, it's easy to get the heat through the inters and the wets, I suppose. But yeah. I'm trying to work out in my head how that would work, when we'd expect to see somebody come in. But I'd be surprised if we get inters at the end of this session. Maybe at the end of Q3, right at the end. With, 3 minutes to go, somebody tries it and it either fails miserably or we get the shock of the season. Sam says, I'm watching qualifying live with Norris. It was so risky. I thought he was going to be out in Q1. It was tight, yeah. I think he was fortunate that we had the yellows when we did down there. We're going to watch it again with Charles Leclerc where his engine just switches off. Later, mate. Incredible. And what's great as well is you can boot these cars up yourself now. Yeah, he did stop on track. So that's why that yellow was there. And then it boots itself again. There you go. That's what's 11:28 Eastern Standard. Yeah, I was trying to think of what it was for New York. I was like, I think EST, but it is EST. Yeah, thank you. Don't forget to drop a like on the stream, by the way, if you just turned up. Thank you very much for joining me, whatever time it is where you are. It's not unless you're on the other side of the world. I know we've got Josh, the Kiwi, in, who's happy with the timings, and some Australians will too. But for a lot of people, it's early morning, late night. So thank you so much for joining me. Please do drop a like and subscribe if you're new as well. Lots to come. Including, by the look of it, and based on your votes, all of the streams next weekend, sprint quali, sprint race, and Grand Prix quali here on Formula Sean. I will very quickly say, as we get ready for Q2 to start, we are go for Q2. But I will just say, possibly not a video on this channel next week, because I've got the preview to do for the F1 word. I need a day off to breathe, and I'll be doing streams all weekend, so it's difficult to see where I squeeze one in, but I'll try. If I can't, we'll see how we do in Abu Dhabi race week. But yeah, there'll be streams for this coming weekend, and indeed Abu Dhabi as well. So there we go. Just so you know, just letting you know, keep you in the loop. The Sphere is advertising Lego. There you go. Very good. I don't know how good they are, the new ones, but I guess they're Lego, aren't they? So a voodoo doll in the hands of John Elkann, says Kaori. Let's not talk about John Elkann. Yeah. Josh is having his channel is so good. It's like the old days. It feels like it. I feel more relaxed over here. Probably because I am. It makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? I guess, but yeah, it's been It's nice. It does feel like the old F1 word days. More waffly, more me. Yeah. Screw F1, have you seen the Lego Enterprise? Says John T. I have not. I think you brought it up on stream last week, didn't you? The Lego Enterprise. I haven't, no. I will have a look after this. Don't know if it's a computer error, but Russell possibly on the same set, says Fudd. Well, according to the timing, Russell and Hulkenberg both on used wet tyres, but the used might be the way to go. Will they get an extra set of wets if it rains tomorrow? They don't, do they, generally speaking? There might be some inters. Looks better. I'll tell you what, we're on board with Norris at the moment, helmet cam. Sort of difficult to tell, really, but from what we're seeing, so it looks like the track is a little bit... I mean, it's not easy. It's easier to drive than it was 20 minutes ago. So things seem to be improving. The rain has stopped, so that's good. But I want to stay on board for these, for turn 17 in particular. But yeah, very, very steady on the throttle there through that twisty section of 7, 8, and 9. Now the long... Oh, you can hear the wheels spinning at the rear. No traction control these days. It does have a big lift through 10 and 11 as well. Not a surprise into 12. Tricky corner this, actually. Nicely done. Again, you can hear the rear spinning up. It is only a kink is turn 13. Seemed flat. And then down to turn 14. I just try to listen to his rears as he's cracking on with it. So turn 14. Is he going to make the corner? Still very wet down at 14. Locked up his fronts, but he's kept it going. Having to make a correction through 15. And on the exit of 16 as well. That's what got caught Albon out, wasn't it? And then the longish run through 17. Flat. Not flat, but quicker than they were a bit ago. So, yeah, the track is improving. This could be a really fun session, actually. Now we're going to watch him off board, and it'll look horrific, you watch. But on board, that didn't look as bad as I feared. So, yeah, we might be on inters by the end of this session. You might be right, chap. Russell using a curb on the inside of 17 now, unless I caught that wrong. But that was a choice. That could have gone very wrong. I think if it's declared wet, then they get an extra set. Not certain, though, says John T. Might be. I'm not 100% on handing tyres back and what they get for certain sessions if it rains and stuff, so... Max has got through 14. He's just turning left through 15, even though it's a right-hander. He's having to correct the car so much. What's he doing through 17? Just touches that white line. Over the line he goes into 5th place. So Norris 53.3, 53.4 for Russell, 53.7 for Stroll. Same for Lawson, more or less. A few hundredths in it. Verstappen 53.8, Alonso 53.8, Gasly 54.1, 54.2 for Hadjar, 55.8 for Colapinto, 57.5 for Leclerc. Sainz does a 53.8 and goes into 7th place. Oscar Piastri, we've got a yellow flag out there. Russell at turn 12. Is he? He is moving. He is moving again. I wonder what the Gen 4 Formula E car could do in these conditions. 800 horsepower and all-wheel drive, says Neelish. Are they all-wheel drive? Not seen the new. I haven't watched Formula E for. I think Stroll's just hit the wall. Maybe brushed it. He's still going though. So it's only picture in picture. But yeah, I haven't watched Formula E for years now. 52.8 for Stroll. So I don't know if he did hit the wall, but it just looked quite close on the picture in picture there. So we'll get a replay, I'm sure, if he did. Leclerc purple in the first sector. 2 seconds faster than Q1 already, says Mad. Or Mads. Yeah. I forgot what the fastest time was. I was so busy focused on what was going on around the bottom 5. been really enjoyable so far, just watching the cars continually circulating and the fact that they're actually letting them get on with it as well. Yeah, it's definitely closer in the field, isn't it? You're right about that. Closer pack. Gasly goes 6th on 53.7. Verstappen improving, and improving to go fastest on a 52. No purple sectors for Verstappen, but still a 10.5 quicker than Stroll to go fastest. So good consistent lap as Alonso goes 3rd, just behind his teammate by a couple of hundredths. Aston running nicely here again. Leclerc, purple first sector, but only P5. And 2nd for Sainz with a purple final sector. Piastri, they're just all so slow, but they're going to have to be, aren't they? But Piastri, is this a prep lap or... I mean, he's improving, but he's not... He looks so like slower than everybody else through those little corners there. 14, 15. He goes fastest. Not a prep lap, is it? 52.6. He looks so slow through 14 and 15, but obviously worked out for him. They reckon that down at turn 1, 2, 3, 4, and on the run to 5 is intermediate now, according to the F1 graphics. Norris stays 6th. I'm looking at this now, and I'm sort of looking at these conditions. If there's going to be a twist, another final twist in this year's championship, it feels like it's going to be today, doesn't it? At this moment, obviously the points are scored tomorrow, but you know what I mean. Yeah. Well, I say I've got mandated stint lengths for Qatar because we're going to a track that it doesn't work for F1 because it's a bike track, but also can't. The tyres can't cope with it, and it can't cope with the tyres. So, I mean, you know, should we be there? No is the answer. Build a car track. Or go to a decent circuit. Or just end the season at Brazil, as it should be every season. We say it every year. Brazil should be the finale. Stuart and I were talking about it earlier. If Brazil was the finale in 2010, Fernando Alonso would have won the World Championship. If everything went the way it did in Abu Dhabi, because he would have got past Petrov. Pretty sure of that. But anyway, that's a lot. That's, first of all, that's 15 years ago. Secondly, that's a lot of ifs and buts there. But, you know, Brazil, great track. Finale, please. We've got an intermediate for Lance Stroll. Here we go. You say Norris is driving conservatively, or you feel it, but he's gone purple in the middle sector here, so he's still pushing hard. He's got the most to lose, hasn't he? So he's got to be careful to a point, but also these things can swing so quickly in F1 that he can't afford to be too far down the field tomorrow. We've got yellows again down at turn 14. It's Russell this time, but he's kept going. Is Colapinto? No. He's a personal best, Colapinto. I thought Crotty said he's on inters there, but he's not. He's on wets. Verstappen's just gone 7/10 quicker than Liam Lawson in the middle sector, so we are definitely moving to intermediates now. Watch Lance Stroll. I'm going to watch him on the timing screen, or if he's in the wall. 52 flat for Hadjar. Goes fastest. We've got a Racing Bulls 1-2 at the moment. Jensen Button called it unnecessary for Stroll to go to Inters because they had the pace. Is this an outlap, isn't it, for Stroll? Because he's just done a 74.2 in the first sector, so definitely an outlap. All the Inters aren't working, but it is an outlap. Verstappen's flying, though. 51.5. Do we know, has Ted or anybody said about the crossover for the wets to the Inters? It is quite incredible that Stroll's gone this early on the Inters, given everyone's, or not everyone, but a lot of people still go straight on at turn 14. He's going to get a shock when he gets there at full speed, isn't he? Or as full speed as you are in these conditions. Russell's just gone purple in the first set to 31.8. We've got 3 minutes and 45 to go in this session. Currently losing Russell, Bearman, Hulkenberg, Colapinto, Gasly, but that's going to change a lot in the next 3.5 minutes. Not a great middle sector for Russell, by the way. What did he do? 39.1. Not awful, not great. Sainz goes fastest, 51.5. Yeah, this will definitely have to be a multi prep tyre session. Few minutes for Lance Stroll. He'll need a couple of warm-ups on those for sure. He's going to go into a purple first sector. I need to shut me up. You wait. I'll tell you what he does when he goes through the line now. So the fastest is a 31.4. Stroll does a 34.7. So yeah, this is either a prep lap or it is not time for inters just yet. Still twitchy through turn 40. I'm just inters are a risk here. And it's too late to come in again for another set of wets now and get round again. So, or at least get the heat in. Maybe if you're racing pit stop, you're not getting the heat in them, are you? So I think this if he doesn't get through Stroll, that'll be really frustrating because the Astons, Jensen's right. The Astons have had the pace. That's a gamble they didn't need to take. Someone like a Colapinto maybe could have taken that gamble in 15th. But that seems silly for Stroll. Let's see. Leclerc improving in the middle sector. Oh, sideways again through 16. He's going to jump up the times. There's Alonso goes P4, by the way, but the timing sheets does Leclerc, surely. Over the line. 6th. 51.9. So Stroll drops into the bottom 5. It's going to have to be this lap from Lance Stroll. The one he's about to start is one chance. Big gamble. Big gamble. Hulkenberg still sideways through 15. I think it was too early for the inters. But I might be proved wrong in a minute and 50 seconds time. So it was a personal best final sector for Stroll in the final run. So 41.3. So the final sector seems okay. Norris sideways. But still going. Piastri's only 9th, and that's the end of his session. He's not going to get another, unless he's going to keep going. If he's got any battery left. Over the line goes Norris, goes fastest on a 51.3. What's Piastri doing? Because he's 9th at the moment. He might be in a spot of bother here. They reckon the first sector and a bit more is the inters now. Whoa, Colapinto. Big moment. And caught that nicely. He's okay. He's out of the session anyway because he's backed out of that lap. But that was a big moment for Franco. Whoa, that was tense. Yeah, Piastri did a 32.1, so he's tried to go again. Stroll's not in, a 33.2 for Stroll, no. Verstappen's gone straight on at 14. Just about keeps it on the track, I think. It should be right there, Max, anyway, with P3. But Piastri here needs to hope because Hulkenberg's improving, but it's slightly slower than Piastri on this lap. Piastri's middle sector, the best is a 38.1. His best is a 39.1. And he's going through, and he does a 39 flat. So he's improving Piastri, so he might be all right here. It's a bit squeaky bum time. But nobody's really improving massively. That is the checkered flag. I'm just watching the time screens for Piastri here, but Hulkenberg is improving and quicker than Piastri by half a second, actually. Gasly's a threat. Oh, I don't think Piastri's safe. I think this is going to be a bit closer than you think, Jensen. I'm answering commentary here because Hulkenberg doesn't even... So that might save Piastri then. Hulkenberg's final sector not great. Yellow flags down at turn 12. Colapinto has at least gone straight on. He is moving. So Russell goes fastest, 50.9. Gasly's the one I'm watching here. He's got a shot of Q3 here as Gasly. Only needs a quarter of a tenth, actually, does Gasly. Sainz goes second. Sainz is quick. Sainz was quick this weekend. He's got a great chance here of a good quali and hopefully a good result tomorrow. Some points for Williams. Wrap up that P5. Hadjar goes second on a 51.1. Gasly is again improving in the middle sector. Is he going to get through 14? He does indeed. Oh, sideways again. Look at the correction through there. Oh, the skill. This is going to be close for Gasly. I think I'd love to see Gasly through here. He does. 7th place for Pierre Gasly. Hulkenberg drops out. So we've lost Hulkenberg, Stroll. That's going to be a kick in the gut. Ocon, Bearman and Colapinto. Well done, Pierre Gasly. P7. That was a great... I was watching that on the timing screen there. That was really, really good. But that... Yeah, biggest mistake there was Lance Stroll going to the Inters when he did. Again, I just don't think that was worth the gamble given the pace the Aston's had in these conditions. Worth a risk for Colapinto as 15th anyway, but not Stroll. He won't be happy with that. He's P12. That's a shame, but we have lost Nico Hulkenberg, Lance Stroll. I thought we got some radio there, sorry. Esteban Ocon, Ollie Bearman and Franco Colapinto. Russell top that session from Hadjar. Sainz, Norris, Verstappen, Lawson, Gasly, Alonso, Leclerc, Piastri just squeaking through. Well, I say just. He was about half a second quicker in the end, so there you go. Lawson noted for yellow flag infringement, and then Hulkenberg out, Stroll out, Ocon out, Bearman out, Colapinto out. So it wasn't actually that close in the end in the bottom 5. Piastri was pretty comfortable. There's just a little moment where Hulkenberg had a really decent first and middle section. I thought he won't be in trouble, but he's just squeaked through. He got the extra lap. He'd have gone fastest. It was so close to make it work. He was regularly settling purple mini sets his last lap, says Fudd. Yeah, but so maybe he should have gone earlier then. Maybe a lap earlier even for my criticisms there. Maybe. Give himself that chance of 3 laps. How have we not had any red flags yet? Says 2 left feet. No idea. I was surprised as you. Really surprised. Adrian says, yeah, Hadjar will definitely get that Red Bull seat next year. I think that's a done deal. They talked on Sky yesterday about the contracts being signed. You're under contract at Red Bull for all 4 seats, aren't you, basically, when you sign for Red Bull? So he's already under contract. It's just promoting and whatnot. It's who's going to be in the Racing Bulls, isn't it? That's the big question. So Lawson, no further investigation, by the way. If Haas still had their severe tyre overheating problems like a couple of years ago, they'd have bossed on the Inters. Pascal says it's a shame that Gasly got Nico, but P11 is a good starting position. Points are definitely possible tomorrow. Yeah, good chance of points tomorrow for the Hulk. I tell you what, we're surely moving to Inters in this Q3 session. Towards the end, but again, like as we saw with Stroll, you're going to need 2 or 3 goes at it, aren't you? So tricky. Yeah, Sam. Lance was competitive. I think a very frustrating end to what's been a really decent session for him so far. So, but you know, he took a risk. As they've said in chat, if he got over the line to go again, he might have been bossing it. Another day that might have worked out perfectly for him, but unfortunately, it didn't today. So. I just don't think it was worth a gamble for Stroll today. Had he been down in 15th place and struggling to find the pace, then yeah, stick him on and give it a go. But I think given he was on the pace of his teammate, that would have been fine. So to have stayed on the full wets. Everyone will have to go out on Inter to be fuel for at least 12 laps, says John T. I'll tell you what is interesting. Russell, Alonso, Hulkenberg didn't change to new wets for that session, and they did 17, 18, and 18 laps on those wet tyres in total in those first 2 sessions. So that's like a practice session, or part of a practice session. That's ridiculous. But yeah, we're just watching. We're watching Sainz's rejoin here, where he's under investigation. It's down at turn 5. He's off track. Lance Stroll is approaching him. Anthony Davison saying tough to pick the Aston Martin out on the route, which it sort of is, but he's circled it to help. But I'd like to think Sainz will still have seen him there. And I'm guessing if he rolls the replay on, that Sainz is just going to swing out in front of him. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think that might be a penalty for Sainz, you know. Stroll's had to compromise his position as that was put from Anthony Davidson there. Yeah, I think Sainz might take a penalty for that. Yeah. He's had to take evasive action there, yeah, so we'll see. Track is slippery anyway, to be honest, Anthony. So, yeah, you'd expect them. I think on a normal racetrack, or you had a fairly normal weekend, so there's some rubber down and things are a bit more standard. Let's put it that way, because it's been a weird weekend. They probably would be on inters now, but this track is so. I mean, air temperature 11.7 degrees, track temperature 12.1, and it's not been much warmer than that all weekend. So there were some sort of tongue-in-cheek, jokey comments before we got going properly on the stream that maybe they could have been on the inters in the dry and been doing better than the slicks were gripping up at some stages. But not serious comments, obviously, but it's like you said, on a normal track they'd be on the inters now, but on this track I think it's still just about wets, but they won't be on these for long if they are on them. Let's have a look. So first out is Charles Leclerc, of course. Lewis Hamilton out, then the two McLarens. They're talking to Lewis Hamilton, asking if there was a bollard under his car. Pretty sure there wasn't. I think the bollard was cleared, wasn't it? Excuse me, yawning. That's what you get for doing these at 3:30 in the morning. That's pretty clear. Have to resafe jointly. Carlos. Rejoin safely. It says resafe jointly. Either Jonty's delirious or he's trying to catch me out. It took me a second. Yeah, inters for pretty much everybody, actually. Yes, they are going straight to inters. I guess, like Jonty says, stick the fuel in and just keep circulating. So, yeah. Lewis thought he didn't make the flag and the team didn't correct him. Oh, that's annoying, Fud. I didn't catch that bit. That's annoying. I wonder what John Elkann will say, given that the crew and the mechanics and everybody at the team are doing a great job except the drivers. Maybe Lewis' engineer should have told him he made the flag. I punched the desk, I'm sorry. Ferrari frustration, but also it's a bit lower today. But yeah, Ferrari doing Ferrari things. Right, here we go. So everyone is on Intersen. So no one was put off by Stroll. I guess, as you were saying in chat, because he was making purple sectors towards the end of his last run, they've obviously looked at it and gone, right, now is the time for Inters. They're still deleting lap times for the last session by the look of it. Who's getting pole then? Let me know, chat. What do you reckon? That's what we'll do while we're getting these first few laps in. This can be much like the rest of the sessions. Very, very lappagey. That's a different word completely. But yeah, I'm sticking with Russell. I said it on Thursday, Wednesday, whatever day it was. Who am I? What year is this? So I'm going to stick with it again. I'll stick with Russell again. I'm in a Red Bull hoodie, so I should say Red Bull driver, really. But hey-ho. I don't care. I'd love a Sainz to surprise, or a Hadjar or someone like that. A real big, I'd say shock, but I mean, Sainz been driving so well lately, and Hadjar has been for much of the season. Little dip in the middle for him, wasn't there, in the summer? But yeah. Bernie Collins, sorry, just talking about cool laps and timing them right, because you've only got 12 minutes, of course, and you're going to have to get some heat into these tyres. This could be a last across the line day. Which is going to be... They're the best sessions, aren't they? Last across the line. I hate those sessions where someone puts a really great lap in. You know, credit to them. And they've got pole and, you know... Like you said, Vettel, when he just goes sit in the pits and doesn't bother with a second run because he knows that he's got pole in the bag. I don't like anticlimactic ends to quality sets. Particularly today, we want some drama right at the end. Not crashes, or anything like that. Just a surprise pole. Last across the line. Great lap. Yeah. So Leclerc goes fastest, 52 flat, and then Piastri comes cents back, and then Norris is 3.2 seconds off the pace. Hadjar goes fastest on a 51.3. That would be a nice surprise. I would roll a D10 to predict this, but it would probably fall off the table. I'd say Sainz is quick as well. Sainz Hadjar battle for pole would be quite a thing, wouldn't it? There you go. Sainz goes fastest by nearly half a second over Hadjar. I'm rocking now because I'm getting getting a bit excited and tense now. Alonso goes 7th. Just, yeah. Imagine waking up for the race tomorrow. Sainz, Hadjar, Leclerc, Lawson as the top 4. Go on then. Red flag it. Red flag it. Call it now. It'll do. Leclerc's improving. So's Norris. He's purple in the middle sector. Piastri purple in the first sector. What does Oscar do in the middle sector? Goes green. What did he do? A 37.7. 4 tenths slower than his teammate, but was 2 tenths up in the first sector. Oh, he's straight on Leclerc. That's a shame. That'll be deleted. And it's a yellow flag as well, which will compromise. Oh, it wasn't a yellow actually in the end. No yellow needed. Oh, Norris sideways through 15. Completely sideways through 15. I think Norris is going to be quick here and probably go fastest, does he? He does indeed. 1.2 seconds quicker than Sainz. What's Piastri going to do? He will improve as well, and he goes fastest, half a second quicker than his teammate. This isn't a surprise. The track is just going to keep ramping up and ramping up and ramping up now. So, if you are just tuning in, by the way, we've already lost Hulkenberg, Stroll, Ocon, Bearman, Colapinto, Albon, Antonelli, Bortoletto, Tsunoda, and Hamilton. Sainz goes second, 49.2. In my other moan, by the way, Williams in their all-black livery. It's not all-black. Piastri straight on at turn 5. He is moving now. Yeah, Williams in their all-black livery, which is covered in blue and all sorts of other colours and is not all-black. That annoyed me when I saw the press release. Everything annoys me. Had just the 31.2 in the first sector. That is the fastest of anybody so far in this session. So good first sector. Very good first sector from Hadjar. Did he get caught out by yellows? Maybe not. Russell. Is he going straight on? Or will he make the corner? He will make the corner. What can George do? He's personal best and personal best. No one's going to pit for new inters, are they? This is just going to be a keep going round and round thing. 5th place for Russell. Crofty just asked the same question as me. Will they pit for any new tyres? But I feel like you just keep going round, don't you? Yeah, I can't see anyone pitting. We'll see. Could be worth a gamble from some for a fresh set of inters, but Hadjar goes 4th. Russell now purple in the first sector. Quite like that Racing Bulls livery. I wish it was actually pearlescent, though. Would be quite cool, but I guess weight, money, and all of that. Good, nicely through there. for Verstappen, but still twitchy. Purple first sector for Norris. Piastri's quickest at the moment. And a comfortable first sector as well. It was a good 4-5 tenths quicker than Piastri. So track is just constantly improving. There goes Verstappen to P2. Less than a tenth behind Oscar Piastri. Norris is... Oh, he's moving over to take his line. Sorry, it looked a bit weird there from that angle. Leclerc matching Norris. 30.7 versus 30.7. A thousandth of a second between them. Norris at 37.2 in the middle sector. Nearly a second up on Piastri already. What can Leclerc do in that middle sector? He does a 38.3, so slower that time by a second. Plus. This is madness. McLaren, by the way, came into this weekend not expected to be that competitive, and they are on the brink here of, at least for now, being 1 and 2 on the timesheets. And there goes Norris over the line. He's going to go fastest by 7.5 tenths of a second. Nobody's pitted for any Inter, so nobody's going to now. It's just going to be keep going round and round. Leclerc only 6th after all that, by the way. Oscar Piastri, not a great middle sector. 37.8. Cuts the gap to just under 6 tenths, but he's going to need to cool now and then go again. Russell all over the place, squirming out there at turn 9. Norris has the first 2 fastest sectors, sector 1, sector 2. Lawson has the third, 39.9 for Lawson, actually. So, few cool laps going on. Is Russell going for 2 quick laps here? Or will he back off and... can't do that, can you? If that's the case then, John, I suppose actually McLaren front row lockout, if it's dry tomorrow, might actually give us a really great fight at the front, because that's going to allow those where, if downforce is less important tomorrow, let's put it that way, Russell against sideways, and that might bring others into play tomorrow in the race. We might end up with some really good fighting at the front. So it might not be a bad idea to have the 2 McLarens up there if they've got a bit more downforce on for tomorrow, or got a draggy car, I suppose. Because they didn't stick with that practice rear wing, have they? Or they didn't stick with it, where they'd shaved out the wing. They went back to the flat Monza wing, didn't they? Hadjar personal best and personal best. Not really on a par with Lando Norris, I think. Here goes Norris now to start his lap. So Hadjar's going to go top 3 here, I think. Russell's just some purple first sector. Assuming Hadjar can get through it, I think top 3, maybe top 4, actually. Sainz is his target, surely. Hadjar retargeting, beating that Williams. He might surprise me, but I think I got a bit excited there. I'm sorry. Sue me. Only goes 6th, and that is his final lap for Hadjar. Checkered flag is out, so now we're going to see as Lawson goes P3. Does Liam Lawson. Norris goes purple in the first sector, quicker than Russell by 3 tenths. This is going to be interesting. Sainz goes fastest on a 48.2. Then it's Verstappen on a 48.2. This is all chopping and changing. Carlos Sainz as it stands on the front row, but Lando Norris is quick and improving. George Russell gets a toe off Pierre Gasly, but Gasly is also going to want to keep him behind, is he? Maybe not. Russell, this is going to be interesting. Norris is a 30.4. Piastri only a 30.8. Oh, Norris is flying. Forget it. Lando Norris is... We've got a yellow. Leclerc's in the runoff at turn 12. But Norris is about to set an absolute stonking lap. This is going to be... assuming he gets through turn 14... Piastri's off as well. And we've got somebody else off at turn 12. But yeah, Lando Norris he's sliding through 16. But this is going to be Piastri was definitely affected by the yellow. This is going to be pole position for Lando Norris, surely. It is indeed. It's a 1:47.9. He lost a lot of time through that final sector with that whopping great slide. But he was on a hell of a lap. He was, a second, or getting on for a second up, wasn't he, overall? 9/10. Piastri was definitely compromised by, I think, was it Lawson, who was off at turn 12. I'm sure we'll get replays, but to be fair, Piastri's first sector was 4/10 down on Norris. So even if he carried that on for the rest of the lap, he would have been P4 anyway. So not a disaster, but it's just another... It's just another kick, isn't it, for Piastri? It's just another... Yeah. I'm not going to say anything on the championship. We've got a whole race tomorrow. And if it's dry, it's going to be completely different to this. So, Max Verstappen sitting pretty in P2 there. We'll go through the order in just a second before we wrap up for the morning, because I'm going to go to bed after this for a few hours. But yeah, Lando Norris on pole. But yeah, I think Piastri, like I say, 4/10 down in the first sector. Compromised by the yellow, or caused the yellow, whichever it was, in the second sector in the end. So even if he'd stayed 4/10 off Norris for the rest of the lap, it would have been P3, P4. So Valerie says Norris has come such a long way from this time last year. Norris has come a long way since... Well, Zandvoort wasn't really his fault, was it? His engine blew up. That's not his fault. But since his mistake sort of back at Canada, that kind of time, he's improved so much since then. But yeah, it's why I'm sort of laughing at the backpedaling from the media, like I said earlier. Suddenly realising that they can't use their negative stories all winter to slag him off if he's going to win the World Championship. So it's quite funny. This is still a pretty spicy grid. I think... What do you think, John T? I think Sainz will take a penalty. 3 places? Probably. So that puts Russell P3, Piastri P4 and Lawson P5. Really fascinated to see what, if anything, Hamilton can do from 20th. And actually, to be fair, given the weekend he has had this weekend, until qualify or until today, what Tsunoda can do from 19th. Will they bring him in and take it apart for May, or... So, you know, Sainz is still going to be top 6. Alonso, you know, I just look at that now again, and we'll go through the order, actually. Let's do that now. So, very quickly, Lando Norris is on pole position for the 2025 Las Vegas Grand Prix. Bizarre session, bizarre weekend. Let's hope it continues into tomorrow, because if we can have this kind of inconsistency, maybe the wrong word, but certainly the unpredictability, that's a better word, into the race tomorrow, then we're going to have a lot of fun. But Norris on pole. Max Verstappen P2, 3/10 off Lando, with Carlos Sainz in P3. We all seem to think he's going to take a penalty, so 3-place grid drop likely for that one for Sainz, which will promote Russell. But Russell is P4 on the day, with Oscar Piastri in P5. I think, got caught out by yellow flags, or caused a yellow at turn 12. We'll find out. It'll be replayed at some point. Liam Lawson P6. Fernando Alonso, I was just going to say, a bit of a surprise actually, given the pace that Aston had, but maybe with the track drying, they're losing their advantage in the wet conditions there, aren't they? So P7 for him. P8 for Isack Hadjar. Again, good session, but expected to be a bit higher than that in the end. Actually beaten by his teammate. Charles Leclerc, watching now on the replay, going straight on at turn 12. He was 9th in the end. Pierre Gasly in the top 10 again, into Q3. So Piastri did go straight on at turn 12. So Piastri had a Racing Bulls up his inside, and then he ended up going straight on into turn 12. So that's why that happened. So there we go. Gasly P10, like I say. Then Nico Hulkenberg 11th. Lance Stroll 12th. Esteban Ocon 13th. Ollie Bearman 14th. And Franco Colapinto in 15th place. Lance Stroll had some good pace early in the session, went to Inters a little bit too soon, and that cost him. And then in the first session, we lost Alex Albon 16th, Kimi Antonelli 17th, Gabriel Bortoletto 18th, Yuki Tsunoda 19th, and Lewis Hamilton 20th and last, having struggled to get his tyres to work. So really weird session. I keep saying it, really weird weekend. Hopefully it continues into tomorrow. get your questions in then if you've got any questions. I know it's a bit early, a bit late wherever you are, so we won't be live for too long this evening or this morning, wherever you are in the world. I'll let you go to bed or go back to bed or whatever. If you're watching this later, by the way, get your comments in the comments section if you want to watch this when you catch up on the highlights or whatever later, and I'll maybe have a look at those questions at some point. Maybe next week I'll answer some of them as well. We'll see how we go. But yeah, get your comments as well. Don't forget to drop a like too. That'd be massively appreciated to help with the old algorithm and all of that. Sam says, I'm supporting Lando at dazzling every single race weekend. He is proving me wrong. He's proven a lot of people wrong, actually, so that's fine, Sam. But yeah, no points today, but that's certainly set him up nicely. I mean, if he beats Piastri tomorrow, because I think as much as we want to try and pretend that Max is still in this, he is mathematically, but it's going to be tough, isn't it? He's going to need a lot of mistakes from McLaren between now and the end of the season. You never know, of course, but if Norris beats Piastri today, mathematically it won't be over, tomorrow. Mathematically it won't be over, but I think that'll be that pretty much. So we'll see. Piastri got bought by Lawson or Hadjar, says Fudd. There's a word in there somewhere. I didn't see. I feel like it was Lawson because they were together, but Hadjar was only just up the road, wasn't he? So, but it was a Racing Bulls. Do you know, actually, I've got a skybox here. Let's rewind when the crowd say "Bo" and all that business, and let's have a look at what the that was a song and a half on it. See what happened there. Which Racing Bulls it was. It is car number. When we get there, is that Hadjar? That looks like Hadjar to me. Yellow helmet, yeah. So I think that's Isack Hadjar that was at the inside of him then. Yeah, it was. I believe that was Hadjar, so there we go. There you go. See you later, John. See you go get some kit, mate. I'll be doing so very, very shortly. I'll probably go to past, no later than that, and then we'll call it there. So, yeah. What the hell, says Kaori? Weird. I can't read it. I mean, I tell you what, then, put your predictions in for tomorrow. What's your podium for tomorrow? How do you think it's going to go? What did I go with on Wednesday with the preview? I said Russell, Piastri, and Antonelli, didn't I? I mean, if Antonelli gets on the podium tomorrow, what a drive. If Russell wins from P4, what a drive, actually, to be fair. So I'm probably going to revise that ever so slightly. Well, Russell will be third, won't he, if Sainz gets a penalty. So I'm going to go with Verstappen for the win. It's dry, is my prediction. So Piastri P2, Russell P3. Let's say Norris just has a bit of a rough afternoon, ends up P4 or 5 or something like that. I'll be honest, nothing against Lando at all, not in the slightest. I just sort of wouldn't mind him having a bad day tomorrow, so we've still got a really good title fight for Qatar and Abu Dhabi, because Qatar sucks, Abu Dhabi sucks, so I really want a title fight. So nothing against Lando, but if he can have an absolute stinker tomorrow and Piastri can finish top 2 and cut that gap right down, so we've got a lot of drama next weekend, and obviously for Abu Dhabi that would be absolutely epic. But yeah, that's all that matters to me, Killjoy. I just want the best drama for the rest of the season, because I mean, I care less this year because, you know, the other channel isn't mine and this one's still getting off the ground, so it's all early days. But I know from a content creation point of view, if this title is pretty much wrapped up today, no one's watching Qatar and Abu Dhabi. So, you know, but also as a fan, I just want to see a title decider. So I don't want it wrapped up. I mean, it can't mathematically be wrapped up tomorrow, whatever happens. The most Lando can leave with is a 49-point lead, but with 58 available, that is game over, isn't it? So, yeah. Even if it's dry, though, Mad, I mean, Max is a better fighter in the wet than Lando, yeah, but even if it's dry tomorrow, the McLarens didn't come into this weekend expected to be fighting for pole. They didn't expect to be challenging for the win, actually. They were expecting this to be the toughest of the final 3 for them. The smart money was on Mercedes, Red Bull, and even Ferrari being the ones at the front. So I think if it's dry tomorrow, a more conventional Vegas, let's say, if you can call it that after just this being the third ever race there, I think Max wins it. If it rains, it could be really interesting, though. It really could, but yeah. Yeah, in the dry, the McLaren is easily the 4th or 5th best car this weekend, says Fudd. They're definitely not the top car, are they, in Vegas? But they knew that anyway. They knew that coming into it. So, yeah, I fancy Verstappen tomorrow. Verstappen, Sainz and Russell tomorrow, says Fudd. Shall we expect some sign language of the coverage tomorrow, Sean? Says Adrian. No, mate. Was that your comment? I couldn't remember who it was that commented that, and I thought, oh, I know three lots of sign language, and none of them are official, and they're either me flipping a bird at you, giving you the V's, or calling you a wanker. That's the only 3 I know in sign language. So, I'm not going to work for a watch along, I'm afraid. As funny as that would be, just me, doing sweary hand signals for an hour and a half and it meaning nothing to anybody. So no race watch on tomorrow, if you, just to remind you, unfortunately, just because of circumstances at home. So but back for, in fact, I'll end this poll now and I'll tell you what we're doing next week. I'll let you guys decide. So next week, live with sprint quali on Friday, sprint race on Saturday morning, Grand Prix quali Saturday afternoon, or however that works out for timings, and then probably the race watch along over on the F1 Word on Sunday. So those first 3 will be over here, and then the other one probably over there. I'll see how I feel about it. We'll see what happens tomorrow. If the title's done, I might not bother, but we'll see. Fudd says tomorrow's race will be a snooze fest as people miss the start due to them hitting the snooze button over and over. Do you know, I've got to stop doing that, mate. Just on as an aside, I'll set my alarm for 8 o'clock. I'm not getting out of bed till half 10, so I'll have snoozed it all that time. Terrible. Science Russell Hadjar says Killjoy. I'd take that as a top 3. That'd be great. That'd be fantastic. Kaori agrees with my predictions, I think, which is concerning. It must be sleep deprived, maybe. I don't know. That sounds crazy to agree with me on predictions. Surprisingly, this quality hasn't set up any shock swings in the battle for 6th in the constructors. That's a good point to make, actually, Neelish. No. Well, based on my predictions in my video on Thursday, please go give that a watch today if you get the opportunity again. Aston Martin being top 10 and maybe scoring points with Fernando Alonso would be a bit of a surprise for me. I kind of wrote them out. I thought they were going to drop right down to 8th because they've just been so all over the place and look quite vulnerable. So actually that might be a twist in that tail, I suppose. But Gazzy's not in that, is he? Well, Alpine aren't. So yeah, you're right. Especially, I mean, I think Williams have got 5th wrapped up, so yeah. What else? What other comments have we got there? Norris is so happy for a cheeky Lando reunion, says Kaori. The podium will go annoyingly as they have to drive them halfway around the track in the back of a limo. Yeah, that's very Vegas, but I get it. They're playing to it, and that's absolutely fine. It's all good fun, isn't it? So, I was skeptical about the track layout when I first saw Vegas. I thought, we're only there for the money and we're only there for the show, and maybe we are ultimately, because that's what it'll boil down to. But actually, despite the fact the track looks absolutely horrific, it's a really good track, and it's been a bit of a probably of the newer additions to the calendar. Vegas has been one of those that's really surprised me, and I've quite enjoyed. I've looked forward to this weekend. So. Again, no Blazers NBA on Sky Sports. Don't know why. There you go. But anyway, just a random side there. It's a track that I've really enjoyed since I joined the calendar. So hopefully that continues tomorrow. But I think we've got a good race. Mixed up grid. It is a street track, so difficult to overtake, but there are opportunities tomorrow. The start will be really important. Was it last year or the year before we had 2 cars facing each other in the runoff? It was first year, wasn't it? Leclerc versus Verstappen into turn 1 that caused all that. So, well, not caused it, but the start was the first of those incidents there. So, turn 1 could be quite dramatic tomorrow. And if it rains, I'll tell you what we'll do very quickly, because I'm not live for it, so we'll do it now anyway. Las Vegas weather. Lights out at 8 p.m. tomorrow, isn't it? So at the moment, around a 10% chance of any rain falling. But I don't think there was much chance of rain falling today until it did. In fact, I think Chris Medland tweeted that there was no rain expected for the rest of the weekend after FP2. So clearly, it's going to do what it wants. Got to get up early. Thanks for the stream, Sean. See you guys post-race. See you, Kiori. Hope you have a good one. I won't be live for the post-race tomorrow, just to let you know. But yeah, I'll be live next weekend for the lot of it. So we'll have to have a chat there. But yeah, have a good one. Nice and wide for some challenged braking spots, says Tommy. Yeah. It is one of the wider street tracks, isn't it? It's not like a Monaco where it's just impossible. Oh, God, remember the thing with the boxes from last year, the Thursday pre-weekend show? I don't remember that one. Trying to think, Fud. The boxes from year one. I can't think what that one was. The tyre being extremely low grip makes it interesting. Yeah, true. Says Neelish. Killjoy says typical late season monsoon happens all over the desert of the southwest. Good to know for future reference. But yeah, no, bit of rain. Note up with that. It makes it interesting. Now up with that. Makes it interesting. Oh, Christmas adverts. Stop it. Yeah, there's a debate in this house at the moment about whether or not the decorations need to go up. I will not do it before the 25th, but would prefer to wait till the 1st. 25th of November, I'm not that harsh. I don't put them up Christmas morning and take them down Boxing Day. I feel like 1 month before Christmas seems fair. I'm gonna go get some sleep shortly, Killjoy. Don't worry, I'm gonna finish at past. So I'm just gonna give it the last few minutes just to see if anybody's got anything they want to say. If not, we will call it pretty soon, because I'm gonna go to bed and then I'm gonna get up and probably fall asleep on the sofa. Dog's going for a haircut this afternoon, so that's that sort as well. So we have Thanksgiving this Thursday before the Christmas onslaught, says Neelish. Yeah, we don't obviously don't celebrate in the UK, but it's anything after bonfire night. It's like bonfire night ends, then everyone starts putting their trees up, and I guess it depends how much effort you put in. If you decorate your entire outside of your house, then you might as well start early and get the most out of it. But also, the way the world is at the moment, if it brings you a bit of joy to put them up in bloody September, do it. It doesn't really matter, does it? But yeah, no. What's the Harvest Festival in the UK? I don't know if it's at school. We used to just take the tins that were nearly out of date from the back of the cupboard and take them into the main hall and leave them on a table with an apple or something. That's what the Harvest Festival was to me. I don't know if it's a bigger thing. Even though I am from the UK, I've never really looked into it. But when we were at school, it was just bring in some food and leave it on the side, and that was it. Thrilling, right? Thrilling. I did see one. Where's that comment gone that I was looking at earlier? No, that's a conversation with two people. That's why. But yeah, no big surprises today. In terms of the swing for P6, Drivers' Championship, big opportunity for Norris tomorrow to really step it up and get close to that title if he hasn't already got it pretty much wrapped up. And driver of the day for me, or qualifier of the day for me. It's a great lap from Norris, isn't it, to be fair? But look, he's going to get a penalty, but I'm still going to give it to Carlos Sainz for P3. So. Adrian says Qatar is what I'm looking forward to. My second favourite circuit in the calendar, but tomorrow should be interesting too. I'll let you get some rest. Thanks for the coverage, mate. Cheers. No worries, Adrian. Take care, mate, and enjoy Qatar. I'll be here next weekend, so yeah. But let's wrap it up there then. Why not? Once again, just a very quick reminder that there will not be a race Watchalong tomorrow on the F1 Word or on Formula Sean. So I will be back with the preview over on the F1 Word on Thursday next week, and then the live streams all weekend next weekend over here, and the race watch on probably on the F1 Word as well for Qatar. So that's the plan there. Thank you very much again for getting up, staying up, or whatever to join me for this one, because it's been a pleasure. And it was a really enjoyable session, a bit of a confusing session, but we got there in the end. So thank you very much for your company. Please do drop a like before you go, and don't forget to subscribe as well if you are new. Lots of content, or steady content for the rest of this season and the rest of this year, but then next year we're going to really ramp up content on the channel. So your support with that will be greatly appreciated. But yeah, thank you again for the first three or so weeks of this channel. It's been a lot of fun. I'm very happy with where we are at the minute. But yeah, we'll crack on and see how we go. Thank you to patrons as well. I've got your name at the bottom of the screen now. If you want to support the channel over on Patreon, you could do so by following the link in the description, or you can buy me a coffee if you'd like to as well. Links are down there if you want to support the channel, but no pressure as always. But thank you very much. But as ever, thank you for watching. I've been Sean. This has been Formula Sean, and until next time, goodbye.